What do you think is the one key that has helped you unlock success more than anything else?
I would say determination and perseverance, like pushing through, because there are so many times, and you know this, being a business owner, being an investor, there are going to be roadblocks. And what I found, the more that I become a problem solver, push through these problems, because I think anybody who's an entrepreneur, business owner, investor, but you should be a business owner, you're a problem solver. Problem comes up. Let's say you don't have enough money to buy a property. Well, that's a problem. Let's figure it out. We can figure it out. We don't have the right people in place. That's a problem. We need to figure it out. So what I've realized was that I need to be a problem solver and push through, which I say determination, perseverance. In fact, one thing that I teach my kids, I have 5 kids, I teach them, in case something ever happens, we're like, well, Dad, I don't know how to do that. I say, well, you're a Heiner. What do Heiners do? Because I've taught them this. Heiners figure things out. And so whenever they say, but Dad, I don't know. I said, well, you're a Heiner. What do Heiners do? They figure it out. I'm like, yes, that's what we do. We need to figure out, because in the end, when you solve problems for yourself or other people, you get better and better and better. So for me, it's problem solving as well as being determined to not let anything stop me.
How do you define that word, success?
Every single person, in fact, I've coached, like I said, thousands of students now. Everybody, their goals, their risk tolerances, their financial situations, everybody's different. Success is in the eye of the beholder. So what I find is success for me was not working for somebody else and having freedom of time, money in my life so that I did not have to answer to somebody else. That's my version of success. Now, everything I do now, since then, I think we got 30 plus properties, 750 apartment units. We have hotels that we invest in. We have multiple businesses. All that stuff is because I have 40 plus hours of my life not working for somebody else to build more businesses for myself.
By that definition, do you consider yourself successful?
That's a great question. And the reason why is I learned this about 2 or 3 years ago. So in my mastermind, personal mastermind, just 3 other guys and myself, I got us all together. We went through a wheel, and think of a wheel where there's different categories on this wheel. It could be health, religious, or philosophical to spiritual to business, all that sort of stuff. And as I'm going through this wheel, you want to rank yourself from like 0, nothing, like I'm really horrible, to 10, like I'm full. Well, as I'm going through this entire wheel, filling out each one of these, like health, I'm pretty good, like health-wise. I could be better, but I'm good. And I keep going through all of them. And then I get to business. Then I realized in my life, I marked myself down as like a 2, even though 10 years ago, I would see myself like, man, Dustin, 10 years, or 10 years from now, you'd be a 10. What happened for me was I realized it's like climbing a mountain. You start at the base, you start climbing up the mountain, you see the top right there. You're like, man, I see the top, let me keep climbing. And then you get to the top. This is for me, how I marked myself. This was 2 years ago, even though after I had everything going on, great stuff going on, I marked myself as a 2, because once I got to that top, I realized, oh my goodness, this was just the first step on the next path. I got to the top, looked up, congratulated myself. Sorry, looked at back and said, this was great. Look what I did. But then I saw the new top. I said, oh my goodness, I see much more. But every single time I get to that new rung or that new plateau or that new top, I stop and I realize, oh, I didn't see this new top that I'm hitting at. So now I find myself at like a 3 again. It seems like I grow, get to a 10, then I get to that 10. I'm like, there's more to do, or there's more people to help. And it gets right back to it too, which is what keeps me driving forward.
Yeah, I think that's the thing about entrepreneurs is our goals grow.
Mm-hmm.
We reach the top, the pinnacle, whatever it is that we try to accomplish, and then the clouds part, and you can see another pinnacle, and they're going to grow. Hey there, it's the real Jason Duncan. Thank you for watching this video. If you are an entrepreneur and you've ever thought about what it's going to be like when you get ready to exit your business, I'm the guy you want to follow. So make sure that you've subscribed to this channel and go check out the link in the description, therealjasonduncan.com. Check out the resources I've got for people just like you, as an entrepreneur who's trying to get his life back, get her life back, get your time and freedom back. We've got a couple other videos you might be interested in. There's one here and there's one here. If that's what you want as an entrepreneur, if you're being trapped in your business, then I can help you get out of that. So go to therealjasonduncan.com. The link is in the description and check out one of these videos. I'll see you next time.